I'm not gonna fight with the main ship. I'm gonna try to do it this way. Like, we already got our fuel and crew. I'm not gonna mess with any of that. But we could afford some extra spathy ships. And they also give us more crew. Maybe getting rid of all the guns is a bit. Here, let's just do it like this. That gives us 2,000. I don't remember how much a spathy ship is. We're gonna have to have the crew for it too. But okay. So we're pretty much where we were at before in terms of extra resources, and now I've got a spare. I think this is the way to go. At least how I'm playing it. And I'm gonna save that configuration because I think hopefully I don't want to go back to this. I don't want to reload, but there we go. All right. It gets better, but you got to try some things in this game, and like loading and saving is not as bad a thing as it tends to be these days, because the game doesn't help you as much as games do these days. It's all part of the learning process. I know, right, Mika? It's intense. Yeah, and I'm definitely not going to try to, lose no crew, but okay, so yeah, as far as I took the default. So the AI difficulty is set on the default here. We'll converse with them in a second. I don't know if, is that actually something, that's not even something you can get to from here. No. That's something in the separate settings. But I'm pretty sure I have it at, like, normal, which was the original default for the game. We should still talk to him. Because if nothing else, this gives us the opportunity to ask questions we haven't asked before. We can't ask the questions that you get later, because as they keep attacking you, you get to say, like, why are you attacking us? Like, what's your deal? But this is still the first time we've met them, so we can do this.
Mission description follows. Traverse space recording data. Seek materials for replication. Replicate to expand scope of mission. Contact life forms in peaceful manner. After 10 replications, return to point of origin. End of mission description. Priority override. New behavior dictated. Must break target into component materials.
Essentially, they're like peaceful probes that have gone out to find out about the universe, right? And then bring that information back to the homeworld. But clearly that's not working out for them, because they keep going into this override thing, and yeah, that's not good. So the Spathy ship has a forward shot too, but I'm not even bothering to use it because it's pretty much crap, I think. No, so the cyborg setting is autoplay for battles. They do have that as an option. Like, I could have turned on the cyborg AI, and I could have just let the game play my battle out. But the problem is with that, it's like a crapshoot, right? You're gambling, and I would much rather own the crew deaths and ship losses and things by just playing poorly than have the computer play poorly for me and, luck out. All right. I got to concentrate when I do this. But yeah, space combat. Jeez. Okay. I should have kept Fwifo. Hopefully we won't lose him. Oh, hey, look at that. I got a shot off. So part of the trick is knowing how far away these assholes are. Hey, I got another shot. Now, depending on how close we are when we make the shot, I think that determines how much much damage they take and how many. Well, it's not even crude, right? But they take damage. So the trick is to get close, but not so close that they can suck us in with their lightning bolt thingies. See, because as soon as they start that lightning bolt crap, it's not good. This is going to be really tedious, but... and they're also a lot faster. I don't think I got hit. I think I got close. They've got two, well, crew, such as they are. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. I lost a couple of crew. I am fine with that. Like, we didn't lose the ship. Worth landing for.
Welcome to our home stars. We are the Pkunk. Pkunk we are. Seekers of the deepest truths. Askers of interesting and significant questions. Even now, a question of great transcendental significance comes unbidden to our minds. Who are you and what do you want?
So the Pkunk are pretty cool. I'll say this about every alien race, though, because every single alien race in this game is awesome. But the Pkunk are the bird-like creatures that are being hunted by the Illwrath. That's all we know so far, right? And they're kind of trippy. They're sort of like space hippies, I guess. So we can do kind of the usual greeting thing. We can make fun of them, which would probably not be a good idea. We could say we're seekers of truth and we want to be enlightened, which may not be a bad thing. So I'm thinking 1 or 3, but yeah. Now, we definitely have to set some boundaries and some limits in this game, because otherwise, like, oh, incidentally, we have the calendar up now. It is currently 8/9/2155. The Melnorme told us, I don't know when that was, a while ago. They told us that January 2159, something really bad was happening, and they were leaving the galaxy, and we better get done with our business by then. So we have 4 years. In fact, we don't even have 4 years at this point, because it's getting, it's like, whatever, August of 2155, and January of 2159 is when we need to be done. So we don't have a lot of time to screw around. That also means we don't have very many opportunities to go up to that mysterious anomaly that only appears at the end of the month, right? Because we've got, like, basically 3 full years worth of time, and some extra months, the rest of the end of this year. So, number 3, okay.
Ah, vague omens and mysterious portents, tangled webs of fate, intertwined with the branches of destiny, blown by the capricious winds of happenstance. News, actually there is some news. It just so happens that it has come to our attention that Yoga and Kazon, the 2 gods of the Illwrath, may actually be a hoax. We don't know who this hoax would have been perpetrated by, but it seems someone has used these fictitious gods to send the Illwrath down on us.
So, that is true, Lugnar. I legitimately forgot about that. So it's not a hard and fast endpoint. I mean, it is right now. But, yeah. If we get people on our side, if we do the right things in the right ways, we can push out our inevitable doom farther. And maybe it won't even be inevitable doom if we push it out far. But yeah. And the Melnorme, being the handy traders that they are, I'm sure will be happy to sell us information, or maybe even give us free updates on that little thing about how much time we have left. I want to say that that's freebies. They don't give freebies either, but that's important enough where I don't think you actually have to pay for it. I think they're sort of like, hey, by the way, the color of our little pyramid thing has changed, and you got more time. whatever. But yeah, we shouldn't count on having a lot more time. So this was interesting. They told us that Dogar and Kazon, the gods of the Ilrath, might be a hoax. I don't think if we told the Ilrath that they're going to believe us, but it's useful because maybe we can do something with that. If Free and Melnorme can't exist in the same sentence, yeah, I'm with you there. I also think it's not very good to buy information from them, though, because, like, the tech that they sell is so much more valuable, at least early on in the game. Okay, so we're friendly beings who seek to establish friendly relations.
Although we Pkunk have no rank, no pecking order, no arbitrary scheme of dominance, we do recognize that some of the souls in this universe have lived many lives, while others are but spiritual chickadees. I, Captain, have lived 38 lives, a paltry number compared to those wise and ancient souls who guide our race. You must consult them, Captain. They will help you to understand yourself, and in doing so, understand others, who in turn may or may not understand other things. Seek those wild birds at our home world, at Gamma Kruger 1. They have all the answers.
So, Gamma Kruger 1 is where we want to go. That's the Pkunk homeworld. We may as well ask them if they can help us.
See the wise ones at our home world, Captain.
I mean,
Go to Gamma Kruger for your answers.
this is pretty much standard for all of the different aliens in this game. You have to talk to their homeworld to get the official sign-off.
Yes, by all means, if you
Also,
is calling. I am sure we'll see each other again.
Every alien race in this game has a different font.
Configuration. Yes, my inner voice is telling me that is correct. When the stars align, Captain.
Which is actually kind of neat, because, I mean, they all have their unique look and their unique voice and all of that. Sources. We've attracted interest. Let's see if I can do it without... Yeah. Because I don't need to talk to somebody I don't need to talk to, you know what I mean? That's true. Well, some folks had machines in your homes. I don't have machines in my home, but that's okay. I mean, that's a choice. I'm too cheap and don't want to buy a machine and didn't want to rent a machine and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't played much pinball in the last year, but big game with the flippers.
A spirit voice rings within my soul. It tells me that I must give you something to aid you on your noble quest. What, spirit? What must we give this young human? Mineral resources? No. Important secrets? No. Starships? No. Then what is it, spirit? Spit it out. What? That thing? Are you sure? Okay, here you go, Captain. Take
I
this
figured you weren't
here
kidding.
spindle.
Look, no.
It is an ancient and powerful device built by the precursors hundreds of thousands of years ago. What does it do, you ask? I haven't the slightest idea. Auspicious portents and serendipitous omens have foretold your arrival. Welcome, alien guests, to the home of the gentle and playful Pkunk, children of the cosmic light, hobgoblins of joy, seekers of spiritual truth, and other neat stuff like that.
So they gave us a thing. They gave us a clear spindle, which we can look at after, and we should probably show it to the Starbase captain at some point, and maybe anybody else we meet, anybody that can tell us about it. Because one thing I will say, there's nothing in this game. See, I don't know if that's entirely true, but I'm pretty sure that's true. There's nothing in this game that isn't useful for something, but you don't have to use everything. You don't have to find and use everything in this game to complete it. So yeah, it's not junk, right? It's good for something. We just don't know yet. So we're not going to be assholes, but we should introduce ourselves, I think, and then we should find out about their species too. And we could find out about the Illrath, too.
Yes, we know all that. We are not known throughout the galactic sector as powerful psychics for nothing. Of course, we already know the answer to this next question, too. But we enjoy conversation. Why have you come here?
So, you also have to wonder in this... Oh, yeah, okay. Well, pinball's been around a while, too. Just like the shape-shifting detective and the tarot card readers there, you're not entirely sure if they, can do supernatural stuff and can tell the future or not. But the Pkunk are generally helpful, so it's best to just sort of assume that they're right. Because I don't think they're going to steer us wrong. I don't think they're going to screw with us. And maybe they're right for the wrong reasons, who knows. Should we wholeheartedly offer help? Should we ask for their help? Because we definitely need to do that at some point. Should we act like we're doing the Star Trek mission? Or should we just, not really say anything at all? Are there completely useless items in the game, Lugnar? I thought there were, I thought there were some that were less useful, but I thought everything served a purpose, right? If we should do the Star Trek. Okay. I mean, it's not far from the truth, because we are exploring. I mean, we're trying to get allies, and we're trying to get resources, but...
I sense a deeper reason. A deeper conflict.
See, they're smarter than they...
immense proportion. A proportion of deeper reason. A deeper thing that is not too terribly deep. A conflicting deeper thing. I'm not really sure what I sense. Are you sure there isn't something you want to say to me?
So they know we aren't telling the whole truth. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Yes, you're right. Okay. I'd forgotten about the Druge, but yeah, we don't know anything about them yet, so forget that they were mentioned, but there's a ton of aliens in this game, so yeah. But let's see. I think we should ask for their help. I mean, we should also offer our help. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 first.
The fight, always the fight. We Pkunk are yin and you are yang. I suppose the problem is that the Ur-Quan are a little more yang than you are. Well, be that as it may, we are sympathetic to your concerns. We were not always the mystical, aloof, and yet tame, enlightened beings that we are now. If need be, we can still kick some serious butt. Let us unite and form an alliance. We will provide you with all of the crew, ships, and resources you desire.
That's all good, Lugnar.
Wait! I sense that you are offended by our crass material offer. Yes, I am ashamed. Any warmongering species could offer this. We are Pkunk, children of the stellar breeze. We shall give you what all others could not, the greatest of gifts. We shall give you our love. You are speechless. Do not talk now. I can feel the energy connecting us. Let us part while the silence remains. Farewell. But wait, before we go, as a small token of our love, not as a material gift, mind you, we give you 4 of our meager ships, fully crewed. Good luck!
So, that's pretty cool. I mean, that was the easiest alliance we've made so far, and we also got 4 ships. Now, unlike the Spathy, we don't have unlimited ships, I don't think. I'm not exactly sure how that works. We'll have to go back to the starbase to find out. I don't know if they gave them plans to build more ships. But at the very least, we got 4 free ships. That doesn't suck. Well, good is a relative term in this game. Their ships aren't bad. And I guess it's okay to say this. Oh, we didn't. Here, actually, let's go back. Let's go back and talk to them because, shit, I don't want to run into the randos that are flying around there. Yeah. I want to talk to them again.
Captain!
Because
we have been expecting you, of course.
We didn't offer to help them.
In fact, you're here because we wished you to be here. By channeling our psychic energies through a trans-dimensional
we need to find out more about the Ur-Wrath.
We were able to affect the low-frequency stream of a soul particle
because finding out stuff is really, really important in this game.
The only thing is, we can't remember why we brought you here.
That's also something that I love about this game, is the story and the information and the discovery and the mystery and all of that is more of the game than, like, fighting the good fight and all of that. I mean, you still have to have the skills, though. You still have to have the skills to survive battles and stuff. But, so their ships, I don't know if they... Maybe they'll tell us about their ships. We need to ask both of these questions, right? So let's find out about them.
We are, after all, a fascinating
and I think they tell us a little bit about their ships.
Of course, modesty prevents me from talking at length. Although perhaps if you were to ask me specific questions, propriety might be better served.
Okay, so, I mean, let's just go through the whole deal, I guess.
An intelligent question. But where to begin? Surely you know that we, Pkunk, were once one and the same species as the Yehat. Yes, it's true. We were once brittle birds of prey, oblivious to the mysteries of crystal magic or the 7 dimensions of psychic beings. It was not until Weeny Winky Binky Birdie sat on the mystical egg of ice-like temperature and gave the original squawk, ruff, 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 that our transformation began. It was the squawk, ruff, 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 that triggered the harmonic oscillations that would lead us to become the enlightened aliens that we are.
So we haven't met the Yehat yet, but we know they exist because the Starship Commander, I believe, told us about them. I don't remember who told us about them, but yeah. So, also I believe they're, yeah, okay, so they were the race of bird-like creatures that have a queen. So they're almost like bees, kind of, because they have a queen Yehat, or whatever. And they're like warring clans. They're sort of the opposite of Pkunk, because they're warlike. They aren't necessarily bad, though. They just, they're fighting on the side of the Ur-Quan because, I mean, they're equipped to fight, right? So they're battle thralls, or whatever. Kind of like the Spathi are.
That depends on how you define friendly. We love our Yehat brethren, whereas they open fire on our vessels on sight. Fortunately, our psychic abilities allow us to sense the deep, abiding love, and yes, even shyness in our Yehat brothers and sisters. How we must have hurt them when we left so long ago. Soon, though, it will be time for the loving reunion, as our destiny is fulfilled, and we are once again reunited as one people.
So they don't get along with the Yehat, which is unfortunate, because we need to get along with the Yehat, just like we need to get along with everybody, but...
Just off the top of my beak, I suppose I would say that our culture could be defined as the ultimate unification, or oneness, if you will, of the extra-dimensional convergent chakra being energies to form a togetherness self, which both is and is not a combination of the now essence.
And then we can ask, do you refer to the now essence as an extension of the cosmic whole, or as a subset of the totality of oneness? Or we can just skip that thing. I think we should ask that just because, like, why not?
An excellent question. The answer is in itself an answer containing the explanation you seek, and more. Let me say, the revelation includes the mysteries of pyramid power, which is merely a subset of the greater and more general pointy power. UFOs and FOs are significant, but but their role should not be overplayed. I'm sorry, but I can be no more specific than that.
There's a lot of talking in this game, and you can get all kinds of just silly stuff from them by, continuing to talk.
Yes, it's a wait. A vision comes upon me. A shining light. A crack in the egg. A swirling vortex. A tunnel. I see my past lives. Your past lives. More shining light. Ah, there it is now, the future. It's coming in clearer. Yes, I see tears. Tears of joy. They are coming from our Yehot brothers and sisters who welcome us back to the nest. Wings outstretched, beaks stuffed with grubs. Soon we shall return. Soon.
So existential. Yeah, totally.
Yes, you are right. I should be careful not to overwhelm you with my psychic intensities. Perhaps we could talk about something less overwhelming, albeit less interesting.
Alright, let's find out about the Ilrath. We know that they've been killing the Pkunk.
Why should we mind? We bear the spidery creatures no ill will. Without darkness, there is no light. Without death, there is no birth. And thanks to the Ilrath, there's lots of birth.
So, the funny thing about the Pkunk is they're the most peaceful, and the most easygoing, obviously. The issue is that, their ship kind of matches that. Actually, that's true of all the ships in this game, I think. The technology that the aliens have tends to match their personality, because, the Spathi have the Eluder, which is only really effective when you're running away, shooting missiles out your butt. The Pkunk has... Their ship has an ability to be reborn, but I don't know if it's... Lochnar would know better than me, probably. I just don't remember. I know it happens sometimes, but I think it's a random chance. So, if your ship gets destroyed, it might magically be reborn, and then you have the ship again with all the crew. But it's kind of a crapshoot, because I think sometimes when you get destroyed, you just get destroyed, and that's it. So that's handy. Yeah, they're reincarnated. Yeah, exactly. I just don't think you have any control over it. Yeah, alright, good. I thought it was random, but I wasn't sure. And I wasn't sure if there was anything you could do to kind of improve the odds. I don't think there is. I think it's just random. So they're handy. They're also really fast. They're small and fast, and they, if I remember right, they sort of shoot in a bunch of different directions. So, you kind of look at it and it's like a butterfly-looking thing or something, dragonfly-looking thing. They sort of flutter around quickly. So, I don't know, their shots aren't very powerful, though. I remember that. So you basically have to do a lot of, swooping in, getting close, shooting a lot, and trying not to get hit. And then if you do die, hope that you get reborn. I think their ships are fairly cheap to make, too. Oh, I forgot about that. It was awesome. Yes, you sort of have to psychologically attack your enemy. And the way you do that is by insulting them. So, for all the ships in the game, there's 2 attacks. In the case of the Spathi, it's the forward shot, which isn't really worth much, and the backward shot, which is kind of a missile that's worth a lot. I honestly don't remember what the button does on the human ship. It may not do anything at all. One of the buttons is a torpedo, but I don't remember what the other thing is. Is there some kind of close range? Yes, okay, point defense. Alright, fine. Yeah. So the other button is point defense, which means, effectively, it's if ships send landing parties, right? If ships send landing parties, you can use the point defense to pick them off. You have no control over it, but, it automatically picks off things that are close by. But it does, next to no damage to ships, so it's kind of useless. And to get close enough to use it, you're gonna be dead anyway. Yeah, well, I played it. Oh, hey, Geyseric 442. Yeah, I have played this on an old school PC. In fact, I played it back in '92 on the old school PC I had then. That wasn't really old school, at least not at the time. Yeah, I played it when it first came out. I've played it a few times since, and it's been years since I've played it now, like probably about 20 years. But this is the first time I've played the HD version. So I played the Ur-Quan Masters before, but I don't think they'd replaced all the graphics and all the music and stuff, so I never bothered to do it because I didn't want to play a partial game. But it seems like now it's pretty much complete. So yes, the point defense is good against Ur-Quan fighters. Anybody that sends little things to attack you, you can pick them up. Yes, I actually did have a ship edit program back in the day, and I was into modding games too. So I don't know if any of you guys or any of you folks will be familiar with this, but like Wolfenstein 3D, was one of the earlier games that was modded, and when the tools started coming out, some of which were just command line tools for like replacing sound and stuff. Some were literally like, you need a binary editor and go in and replace this here and stuff like that. But there were actually tools starting to be made. I messed around with that, and I created the Barneystein 3D patch for Wolfenstein 3D back in the day, for the shareware version. There never was one for the retail version. And there was apparently one that somebody else made for the Mac version of Wolfenstein 3D. That was not me, but they took the graphics that I made and basically, it was like a port to the Mac version. Because things were stored differently, I guess, but it was similar sorts of stuff, so they just kind of copied the content. Oh, thanks for the follow, Geyser442. But yeah, so I loved messing around with that stuff, and still do sometimes. Yeah, there were all kinds of hacks. I wasn't too big into the cheats. It was fun, like, after you play the game and get through the game for real, then it's kind of fun to go back and do crazy stuff with it. Same goes for, like, Doom and those types of games, because there were all kinds of crazy things that people did with that. Changing the way the weapons worked and how movement worked and everything. So we should ask more about the Ur-Wrath here. In fact, I'm just going to go through all these, because the more we know, the better.
We have delved most deeply into the dark and greasy heart of the Ur-Wrath. And what do you suppose we found there? Well, we found a torpid, vile, malign, odious, spiteful spirit. Right, no surprises there. What did surprise us, though, was what we saw when we regressed into the past lives. It turns out that in their last lives, the Ur-Wrath were all shining beings of pure light and blissful love. They had reached the pinnacle of spiritual evolution and could go no further. They were perfection. And then, somehow, they got just a tiny bit better, and wham! They were all of a sudden totally evil. Wouldn't you know it? Get too perfect and you wrap right around to evil. That's why we Pkunk strive to be perfect, but always do little bad and annoying things to keep from ending up like the Ur-Wrath.
So there's words of wisdom. You don't want to be too perfect, or you'll turn into the Ur-Wrath.
Well, that's easy. It was exactly 27,000 rotations of the 7th planet in the house of Party Bum. Before the first alignment of the auspicious constellation of Bits, with the heavenly body of Shamlasul, which was really only a partial alignment. I guess you would say 8 years ago.
So 8 years ago is when the Ur-Wrath started attacking. I don't remember the other significant dates in this game, but that was, the Ur-Quan were already subjugating species and stuff like that.
We have calculated that at our present rate of attrition, we will exist only on the spiritual plane in a matter of a year or so. Of course, the physical realm does hold a certain coarse attraction, a material quaintness, if you will. We will be somewhat disappointed to have to leave it.
So, this is another game timing thing. And like Loknar said, we can change the outcome of this. But at their current rate of being attacked and killed by the Illwrath, they've got a year to go. And we've got, 4 years, actually not even, 3 years and some change to go before the sort of end of everything, whatever that means. So time is important in this game. And yeah, I agree with Tamara. There's a lot of really good Doom mods and stuff. I was involved in documenting some of those. I had a what was it, Dehacked, D-E-H-A-C-K-E-D. Not exactly sure how you pronounce it because I never really had to, but I think it was Dehack Ed is how you were supposed to pronounce it. But that was like a executable modding tool that changed the way the Doom exe worked, and so it could change things like, how much damage explosions did, and how things moved, and how weapons worked, and stuff like that. So it was different from like changing out graphics. And there were lots and lots of things that people put together. Essentially, they were like scripts that you loaded in with Dehacked, and they modified the executable. But I made a list of those, and I think there's a book somewhere that's got like a copy of that list. It's also on the internet in places. Well, yeah, it's true. It's not necessarily because of the Illwrath. Everybody's hurting in this game. Well, maybe not everybody, but
Interesting question.
a lot of people are hurting in this game.
The answer would be yes. If some benign and loving, yet incredibly destructive and powerful force were to simultaneously rip off all of their legs and drop their putrid egg sacs into steaming pools of molten metal, that would have the desired result of ending the conflict. But I jest. Of course, I bear the Ur-Quan no ill will.
Of course.
How could I, when I'm filled only with love? Yes, you're right. Why dwell on the heinous
So we
Ur-Quan
definitely need to
when
find
we
a
could
way
speak of
to,
flowers, rainbows,
help
fairies,
the
and
Pkunk.
crystal magic. Did you know, for example, that there is an invisible fairy spirit at this moment sitting on your head and making humorous faces at me? Ah, the mysteries of the universe. Try to understand them, but can you? No, they're mysteries.
It's true. Well, and it's also worth noting. I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler, I guess, but I don't think it hurts anything. This game has lots of outcomes, right? Depending on how you play. So, if we dawdle and if we don't do what's necessary to help the Pkunk in time, they can be wiped out, and we can still have to deal with the Ur-Quan. And I believe it's possible to complete the game even if the Pkunk are wiped out. I mean, it sucks, but you can do it. So there's all kinds of little things like that. Everything fits together nicely. It's also easier to defeat the Ur-Quan if you have everybody else behind you, right? The more allies you either piss off or get killed or don't help, the harder it is to complete the game.
Farewell, kind human.
Not to say that the game's ever easy to complete. They're gonna talk to us.
So, fledgling, you have returned for your spiritual training. You seek to be as we Pkunk are.
I do churn
An
and burn.
admirable if somewhat naive goal. Of course, as a loving parent, I must push you from the nest. Try as you might to cling to the side, I must step on your fingers and kick you over the edge. Ah, but I cannot. I see those sad human eyes, and I must give in. My love gushes forth.
So the Pkunk are sort of the fortune tellers of the galaxy. I don't think they have anything new to tell us from last night, but we could ask them what the news is.
Well, we are quite sure
And they'll tell
now
us about the
that
hoax.
Dougal and Kazon are a hoax. Aside from never having seen them on the full astral plane where most gods like to hang out, we also recently went back and listened carefully to a recording of one of their broadcasts which was sent to the ILRAP on Hyperwave Channel 44.
Ah.
We were able to detect some giggling at the end of the message. Someone out there is playing some kind of joke on the ILRAP. Or is it a joke on us? We're not quite sure. But what with all the vaporized planets and total carnage, it may be a while before we can look back and fully appreciate the humor.
So the Pkunk are super chill, but yeah, they don't want to be wiped out. So we learned something that might be useful. It's channel 44 is what the ILRAP listen to their gods talk to them. That's the channel they use. So we don't currently have a way to do anything with that. But the rest of this is just kind of standard stuff. I don't think we have anything we can learn from it. But since you weren't around, Foxbox, I'll go ahead and do these.
To contemplate the small gullet
Plus,
stone.
they're awesome.
The stone is spewed forth from the gullet of a water dwarf to land in a moving stream. Does the fish swallow the stone? Perhaps, but that is not the point. Is the stone round? Yes! Does it have little disgusting nodules on it filled with slimy, viscous fluid? Only sometimes. What's the point? The point is clear. Make friends with other species. Even the nasty charred beast cannot defeat a pack of idiots without the help of 7 or 8 wringle dogs. I think you see what I'm getting at.
So yeah, we gotta make more friends. We could also have our fortune told. They did this last night.
Spirits of light! Hello! Spirits! Ah, yes, I feel them approaching. Spirits of light! What is in store for this strange, but not altogether unpleasing alien creature? The spirit now speaks through me. I gaze with a strange intensity. Oh, you will have a great battle. You will almost be destroyed. But because you made friends with a certain bird-like race, they will come to help you at the last minute. All the chances past. Goodbye.
They're silly, but they have actually been the most helpful so far.
Tasting to harmonic union. We shall meet again.
But all the aliens have different personalities in this. Alright. I'm really getting low on creams here. What I'm probably gonna do is use the Pkunk ships. I don't think they have many crew on them, but use them to pull extra crew. Just because I only need one of them. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. I lost a lander. You know, I probably should have saved, but oh well. Yeah. Well, we still got more landers. Got it set up as. But the fire button is the right control key, so they're at opposite ends of the keyboard, which means you kind of have to scramble to get to the. Jesus, man. You know what? Or an ILRAP, but okay, this is a bad thing. This is a Skylander probe. This could also give us a reason to reload, but we can talk to them. They're gonna fight us, but you guys haven't. Well, Fox hasn't met these guys
We
yet.
bring greetings from a friendly species.
So they claim to be friendly. And I think we've asked him, well, so we asked him, like, tell us more about you, and we told him we're on a mission of peace. We never had this option yet, because we hadn't fought them yet. But yeah, they basically say we come in peace, and then they attack us. Well, they're an automated probe, because they didn't tell us that. So they aren't actually aliens, it's It's an automated probe that aliens send
Behavior
out.
follows dictated priorities, replication, data gathering, contacting alien life forms in peaceful manner, priority override. New behavior dictated. Must break target into
So this is what
component
always
materials.
happens. They tell us that they're on a peaceful mission, and they just want information and stuff like that, and then they do the priority override thing, and they're gonna break us down into component materials. I'm gonna use the Spathy ship because that worked pretty well before. And the way to do that is to basically shoot the butt missile at him and stay the right distance so that. Well, I got lucky in how it started us out too. Unless I hit the planet. If there's a planet nearby and I get sucked into it, that's gonna be bad. There we go. Look at that. Not a scratch. And we got some resources. So that battle paid for a lander that we lost. Oh, good. And whatever that other thing was didn't get to it. To the bottom. Oh, there they are. Hello.
I had itchy pods this morning, Captain, and here you are. Now, what can we
had
do
itchy
for you
pods.
today?
Okay, we have items we would like to sell.
What would you like to sell, Captain?
I wish we had rainbow data, but we don't.
The
like
64 units of
Yeah, so it's
biological data we downloaded
64
from your
biological
ship
ends up being
earn you
128
128 credits.
which I think, yes, it's enough, I think, because it's 150 per tech upgrade.
What trade items would you like to buy
They told
today?
us all that before. So, also, if we ever needed emergency fuel, we can get it from them, but we don't need anything. We could also buy information, but I don't think it's wise to do that. We have enough other things to follow up on in the game. We don't, like, we're not stuck, right? We haven't checked out everything we need to check out.
Technology we're now offering includes specifications for constructing modifications to your planet landers, which will double their speed.
So the first thing they sold us was better guns for our main flagship. But since we aren't using the flagship for fighting yet, because it pretty much sucks, I didn't even use the upgraded guns, because I couldn't afford them. We have them. We could build them, but we aren't using them. But yes, we would like to buy faster lanes.
Speed. An excellent choice for the relentless hunter, and craven coward as well. These modifications are simple enough to be put in place immediately. Your landers should be properly equipped in no time. The technology we are now offering includes details on how to add point defense laser defense systems to your flagship.
So point defense is really useful against certain enemies. Of course, only when we're using our flagship. We'll definitely want it. We want all the technology that they can sell, but we can't afford it yet because, well, we can try.
Unfortunately, this
Yeah, we need
purchase
66
requires
because it's 150 a pop.
6 additional credits.
Do they sound? To use the main ship for fighting. So I don't think it makes sense to outfit that. But
I am at your disposal, Captain.
at least not with more guns and stuff. Okay, we have minerals to outfit.
A fine job, Captain.
I mean, we got 9,945 resource units, and it's 500 a pop for landers, which doesn't excuse my shitty behavior earlier, but we're doing pretty good. So we get more landers here. Well, not from the captain or commander, but at the starbase. Okay, so we have some stuff, or at least one thing. We have that crystal spindle or whatever. Maybe we can get them to look at it and tell us what that is.
The analysis reads as follows. Subject, clear spindle device.
Clear.
Data, The object in question has no clear use or means of activation, but does have superconductive characteristics between 18 and 22 degrees centigrade. We suspect that it is of precursor manufacture, but we cannot be certain without extended study. Summary: in all likelihood, this object is part of a larger device whose capabilities remain unknown. That's the end of our scientist's report.
So we found a piece of precursor technology. Actually, we didn't even find it. The Pkunk gave it to us because, like, the future foretold that we needed it from them or something like that. But we don't know what to do with it. But if we ever need a clear spindle, we got one. And as far as
Certainly,
this stuff
Captain.
goes,
What do
this
you
is
need
the
to know?
standard stuff that we've already talked about before. So he can tell us all the things we already.
Fine. Is there anything else you need?
So
Blow up an
now
Ur-Quan for me, Captain.
we need to go get some landers and get more fuel and outfit our ship.
Thank you.